desequilibrio, se la lleva Niko Williams, golazo! ¡Gol!
This is Niko Williams, the 21-year-old Spanish versatile forward currently tearing things up in La Liga this season. But I'm pretty sure you guys want to know more than just that. So let's take a look. Niko Williams currently plays for Athletic Bilbao in the Basque region in Spain, but with a release clause of £45 million, he could well be on the move away from the club this summer. And in my opinion, Manchester United should be all over this deal. The right wing position for United over the past few seasons has been one of mystery. Despite spending hundreds of millions of pounds, that right wing spot remains a problem. Niko Williams could be the player to address it because of his skill set. Now, when we talk about skill set with Niko Williams, we are talking about an elite level dribbler. A 1v1 specialist, someone who loves to hold wide positions, get himself 1 versus 1 against a fullback before beating them with trickery, pace and also close control. The most important thing for Niko Williams in these situations is that he is always in control of what is going to happen in a 1 versus 1 duel. And the reason for this is because he is so two-footed. This means that defenders simply cannot get too close to him. This little bit of extra space provides Niko Williams with the room to do his work, quickly attacking defenders, throwing in step-overs, before then dropping a shoulder and going in a certain direction. The important thing for Niko Williams after this though is that he always gets the ball back into the centre of his body, and this once again means that he can be unpredictable, allowing himself once again to either go left or right to beat his opponent in the final third before delivering into the box. And if we compare that with what Manchester United currently have, it's night and day. Niko Williams really would be a massive upgrade in the dribbling department at Manchester United. And we can see in his FBref report here that he genuinely is one of the very best in all of Europe when it comes to his dribbling in wide areas. Now, whilst Niko Williams is a 1v1 specialist, he still is not a selfish player. Sometimes when we see these 21-year-olds who can dribble with a ball, they never get their head up and pass to a teammate. But that is not the case with Niko Williams, because not only is he an elite level dribbler, he is also an elite level creator. Now, once again, the key here for Niko Williams is his ability to move inside the pitch, but it is also his control, the ability to keep the ball nice and close to his body, meaning that when he receives the ball in these tight combination situations, he is able to take a good first touch, getting himself away from the opposition defender before then getting his head up and looking to play a slide pass through to one of his teammates. In my opinion, this is something which Manchester United are absolutely crying out for. One of the big problems that Ten Hag currently faces is that all of his wingers are shoot-first players. Their instinct in the final third is always to get a shot off at goal. Whereas with Niko Williams, you have someone who wants to create chances for his teammates. I'm sure Rasmus Højlund would really enjoy playing with Niko Williams in the final third, and that is because the young Spaniard is so creative with his end product. This end product doesn't just come from little link passes in the final third, it also comes from elite level crossing. For me, something which really separates Niko Williams from most other wingers currently in the market. This time on the left hand side, Niko Williams is brilliant at using his previously mentioned skill set to give himself an advantage in these situations. Once again, we can see that the defender hesitates as he moves towards him, once again not knowing which way Niko Williams is going to go. And this gives the young Spaniard just that half yard of space that he needs to make a little bit of room for himself before swinging inch-perfect crosses into the box. And this is something that he can do from either side. For me, this ability to cross into the box is one of the most important traits for any modern day winger. We see a lot of teams these days set up in low blocks, really reducing the space in and around the penalty area. One of the best ways to beat that is to put a quality ball into the box from out wide. The reason being, they are so difficult to deal with, particularly when they are delivered into that corridor of uncertainty. It is super difficult for the defence to deal with. And once again, Niko Williams is top level when it comes to this. On top of these on-the-ball traits, Niko Williams is also really good and really intelligent with his off-the-ball movement, making him a potentially lethal threat in transition on the counter-attack. For example, when the ball goes into his striker, he recognises the cue to make the run from out to in behind the opposition defence. Something we've actually seen at Manchester United before. Niko Williams is very, very good at doing this, and once again it shows game intelligence. In this particular scenario here, we can see Niko Williams marked just tucked in from the right hand side, and as the ball goes into the feet of his striker, that is the cue for him to make his movement, and we can see the acceleration is absolutely lethal. quickly bursting in behind the opposition defence, which means that by the time the ball comes to him, he simply has too much pace. The opposition cannot deal with him, and it makes him super dangerous in the final third. And then of course, once isolated in these 1 versus 1 situations, we've already seen how good he is. Using that unpredictability, the defence simply cannot deal with him, allowing him to score some truly brilliant goals in transition. And of course, once again, if we are talking about him playing for Manchester United under Erik ten Hag, for example, that is something that is needed. And once again, something that the current United side lacks. Niko Williams has brilliant acceleration, power and sprint speed, allowing him to create separation with the opposition defenders. If we compare this to Sancho and also Antony at Manchester United in the past couple of seasons, those two players simply have never had the speed to get away from a defender. Niko Williams has no such troubles. On top of all of these brilliant attributes, I also think Niko Williams has the potential to be a top level finisher, and I think this is an area where he can improve in his career. However, from the sample size we have seen, I think he could be very good. Take this situation for example. We can see him on the right hand side looking to cut inside onto his left foot. Now the opposition want him to do this. This red zone here is where the opposition defenders are trying to force Niko Williams inside onto his weaker, so-called weaker, left foot, where the opposition feel that they can deal with him. Niko Williams doesn't need to be asked twice. He quickly cuts inside onto his left foot and bends the shot into the far corner. Now in terms of sample size, we haven't seen enough of this. However, with the goals that he has scored, the catalogue of goals is absolutely ridiculous. The low XG value chances that he has been finishing makes me think that if you could create him more goal scoring opportunities, he could become a very good finisher in the final third. The skill set of Niko Williams is apparent for all to see. A powerful dribbler, extremely quick, but also decisive in the final third. He can go on his left foot or he can go on his right foot. But how would he actually fit in at Manchester United? Well, in Manchester United's last game, we actually saw more of a usage of a back three, with a structure looking a little bit like this, where we then often saw Dalot inverting into midfield. This means that if Williams was to sign for Manchester United, he could often be used as an isolation winger. Would he suit this job? Would he suit this role? Yes. So much more so than any current Manchester United player, and the reason for that is because he is an elite 1 versus 1 specialist, and like I've said already, he is always in control in the duel. Once again, if you look at Jadon Sancho or Antony, they lack the ability to control 1 versus 1 situations. Niko Williams just doesn't have that problem. He is so unpredictable, he is a nightmare for defenders to deal with, and he is just brilliant with his ability to beat these players in the final third. Importantly though, once in the final third, he brings end product. One of the big problems for Manchester United this season has been creating chances for Rasmus Højlund in the penalty area, because no one crosses into the box. Guess what? Niko Williams does. He does it more than most players in Europe, as we can see in his FBref report, and his deliveries are not only frequent, they are top quality, as we have seen already. And Rasmus Højlund could really thrive off of that. He would love these deliveries into the penalty area. Importantly, we have also seen that Niko Williams can be a threat in transition as well, making that run from out to in behind the opposition defence, showing that pace, but then also the dribbling quality, and also the finishing to put the ball into the back of the net. And this is elite level end product. A combination of all of these things makes me think that Niko Williams really could be a top transfer for Manchester United in the summer. Again, for a reported £47 million release clause. It really could be a bit of a no-brainer in 6 months' time, but let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. For me personally, I'm going to continue to watch him in the second half of the season and perhaps bring you an updated video in the summer. For now though, let me know your thoughts in the comments, like while you're here and also subscribe to the channel, but apart from that, we are finished for today. So thank you guys for watching, I hope you have enjoyed it, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.